Okay, going quickly over the AICull tool, that's a traffic density management tool on tab 6. This is most useful for BGL based traffic, and that is traffic that's loaded up when you load up the scenery or load up a situation in Microsoft Flight Simulator. For example, the default offline traffic in Microsoft Flight Simulator is BGL. And the problem with this type of traffic is it will get injected in the reality bubble that the user is in. And the reality bubble extends over 100 nautical miles away from the user in all directions. And it will be extended to the full extent of that bubble. So you will have a lot of AI literally over 100 miles away in every direction that is having literally no impact on what you're doing at your airport, but is still there dragging down frame rates. And the collective impact of all that is a pretty big frame rate hit. So what you can do is enable AICull and just specify like a maximum range, say 60 nautical miles. So that will delete any AI in your reality bubble more than 60 miles away, which will have a nice impact on your frame rate. Another alternate approach is you could just specify the maximum number of AI allowed. And another setting you can change, say you want to retain 50 AI max in your reality bubble. You can select that the sort is not based on distance from you, but just a random mix. That will prevent the when it's choosing the 50 AI to retain. Usually it's based on distance from you, so there'll be a bias to AI that are closer to you, but you may want a range mix of AI retained in the entire reality bubble. Okay, now for injected traffic from traffic injectors, AICull is less useful, but it can still be useful. I use it for all various traffic injectors. The thing to watch out for, though, is this was a problem in the past for earlier versions like FSX and earlier traffic injectors. They were aggressive about re-injecting the traffic. So if AICull in its earlier versions deleted the traffic, and by I mean delete it, it's just moving it outside the user's reality bubble to the North Pole specifically. But if AICull deleted the traffic, then the traffic injector would immediately inject it. So there'd be like a loop. Deleted, injected, deleted, injected. So it would cause some thrashing, and that was not ideal. The good news is I don't really see that problem for any of the injectors these days. But it's something to keep an eye out for. So when you're using AICull with injectors, there's less of a frame rate benefit because most of the injectors, do a good job of maintaining an optimum number of AI, close to the user instead of way far away from the user that's not having any impact. So, but you can sort of change the emphasis a little bit, and make the AI go farther based on where you want it and how many you want. So with the traffic injectors, you usually specify the number of AI you want in the reality bubble right off the bat. For example, FSLTL, right when you started, it asked you how many AI you want injected, like IFR and VFR. So that's chosen right off the bat in injectors, and you don't want to vary too far from that in AICull. So say in an injector you wanted 60 aircraft in your AI in your reality bubble, you might want to use AICull to cut that down to perhaps 40 AI in your reality bubble. So that will give you a little leeway to decide where you want those 40 AI out of the 60 to be located at. And one way to do that is you can call at specific airports or not call at specific airports. And this is, like I mentioned in one of my early videos, I usually use the simulator as in the airline capacity. I'm usually medium to heavy traffic densities flying in and out of larger airports in metropolitan areas. And so in the metropolitan area, there may be a lot of traffic in close by airports in the reality bubble that I'm not interested in and I want to get rid of, but retain AI where I'm flying at, the airports I'm flying into and out of. So this goes back to how you can sort of change the emphasis a little bit. So say I was flying from Kennedy to Reagan National, like a shuttle run. I could retain all AI departing to and from Kennedy and all to and from Reagan National by adding the ICOs in this list. I could delete all the AI departing from the close by metropolitan airports, and there's quite a few in this list. Like, for example, at Kennedy, the first choice would be LaGuardia. It would call all AI at that airport. Another choice would be Newark. And another choice would be Tetersboro. I think that's the ICO. In the destination metropolitan area, the obvious choice would be Dulles. And also BWI. So this is what I mean by changing the emphasis. It would emphasize the traffic at the airport I'm actually departing from, and departing from KFJ and arriving at Reagan National, while deleting traffic bogging down the frame rate that I'm really not interested in, like at the nearby metropolitan airports. So the 40 AI would be allocated, in a manner that I found better for my particular scenario here. And the last option I wanted to go over was max height above or below. This will not, if I enter a value like say 12,000, that means AICull will not call any AI above 12,000 above you or below 12,000 below you. So that's good if, especially if you're arriving into a destination area in an airline or you're at cruise levels and descending. It will give a chance for the sim to generate traffic at the destination airport before you get lower and everything starts getting cold, according to your parameters. So it will start with a full complement of AIs at the destination airport ready to be called according to the parameters you want well before you get there. So by the time you touch down, there will be activity at the airport. Bear in mind that your target parameters can be contradicted by entering other parameters. For example, I specified a max number of AI allowed as 40. That's the target. However, I also specified do not call any AI departing or arriving from these two airports. Well, they happen to be Reagan National and Kennedy, two very busy airports. There could be more than 40 AI shared between those two airports. There could be 50. So right off the bat, the max number of AI that's going to be retained is 50 in the reality bubble, even though you specified 40. Another example is the max height above and below the user. Say you're descending from flight level. You're still high up, say flight level 310. So 12,000 below is still well above ground level. So if you're descending over a busy metropolitan area, there could be a lot of AI on the ground that isn't even cold, well exceeding 40. One way to combat that is perhaps focus on max distance. but like you could change it to 60, but even there, say the max height above and below, the user could contravene your target. So just keep that in mind. If you are just specifying the targets and nothing else, like just specifying a number of AI allowed and no other parameters, it should be able to keep to that target value. But if you're entering other parameters here, it's going to cause you to exceed the target values. And it may be acceptable, what it does, but I'm just saying that to give you a heads up if you see like 55 AI in the reality bubble, but you've only specified a max number of 40, but you have these other parameters that are causing that to happen. I mentioned there's AICull. There's more AICull options in the AIFlow.ini file. That's about it. So just make sure to save all changes, and then you're good to go.